This is a reaction. What's up, guys, to the stream? I'm live. I'm putting this volume up because this is a reaction. I'm not allowed. I'm legally not allowed to do this. Sorry if you.
Especially in the finals, I think he had a fantastic year as well. He seemed to have brought a new level of physicality and have been the real leader of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like you're going to a game any different week in, week out, but you're inspired by other people's actions. But sometimes you can, get a little bit of excitement about, a contest that you're in as well.
He's just like an animal out there at the moment. I was down in the forward 50 for a fair bit of the night, and I was just sitting back and watching and just thinking, how awesome it was to watch. I texted him after the game and just told him, that was inspirational.
And what a dynamic duo those two have proved to be, Dustin Martin and Trent Cotchin, both with massive roles to play today. All right, David King and Jared Healy have made their way from our studios to the mighty MCG. The lab has been portable, guys.
It has, Sarah. It's great to be here. Fantastic buzz around the MCG at the moment, Jared. It is amazing, David. It's just incredible to know who's going to win, but what we do know is it's been a fantastic day today in anticipation. I'm not sure what we're going to get. Well, there's no real surprise with the way the Crows want to play. It's been brilliant all year. They're an offensive juggernaut. We know that. They want to move the ball fast. We've talked about this, I think, since Don Pike took over the Crows. He initiated this fast ball movement, almost leapfrog style. Chinese checkers, I think you've called it. But they're aggressive. They want to go forward. They want their forwards to
So first watcher, this is just a reaction to the AFL Grand Final.
They'll take that. They kick a lot of goals north of 30. And that's a byproduct of their ball movement, Jared. They've got great kickers in the side, and they do hit up this uncontested mark really well. But the question is, we know how they play, we know how the Tigers play. Which force is going to get the job done? Is it the accelerator or the brake that is going to come out on top? I think what we do know is we've seen a couple of plans work this year. I just want to point out one. Against Melbourne back in round 8, I think it was. You can see there the half forward, Jeff Garlett. He's going to roll down the ground. He's going to become a defender, if you like, across the centre-half back area for Melbourne. Now, they held Sam Frost. Now, those players could easily be Alex Rance and Daniel Rioli. There's no doubt about that if we see that today. I think Richmond will adopt this method. They'll keep that goalkeeper tight because the Crows normally stepping through clear like that.
What's up, second watching? What's up to the stream?
They've been forced wide here at Byers' time. Probably another 10 to 12 seconds, which is enough for the midfield to get back and put some density into that defensive 50. What I find really interesting about this is that Melbourne exposed that weakness, and Geelong have exposed that weakness. But Don Pike's had a couple of losses to work on this, and everybody learns more, it seems, from their losses than their wins. So if it does get set up like that and it is effective, what then does Don do? Does he keep Jenkins back? Does he get Cameron or Eddie to play out of the goal square? Well, it doesn't mean you can't still defeat that. The Crows will still find a way to score, I'm sure, Sarah, but you've got to find a way to take them away from their A game.
Okay, thanks very much to Kingy and Jared. Let's head inside the MCG now and join Brad Johnson and Cam Mooney with their thoughts on this game.
Well, it's absolutely sensational inside of this stadium at the moment, let us tell you that. The crowd's buzzing, the music's playing in the background, the players are starting to warm up, and we have the privilege of walking across the Hello Turf here.
I'm the only one who's doing a reaction. Oh, someone else is doing it too.
He's my most important player. It's not about goals, it's not about marks, but it's about bringing that ball to ground. We don't want Lever and Carney and all these guys taking against that mark. The ball needs to hit the ground for their small forwards to work. To me, Jack Riewoldt is the most important player for Richmond. Who's the most important for Adelaide?
Yeah, I think it's Tommy Lynch on the back of that, because Adelaide can get it in Laird's hand and the backs to run it out. There's conflict between the connector, I think, is really important. So what do Richmond do? Do they let him go?
Hey, people's watching. Welcome to the stream. Welcome.
Put pressure on and keep that ball locked in their forward half. So, what do you look forward to in this game, Bruce? Oh, it's going to be a massive day. The atmosphere is building already, John. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be huge, guys.
It certainly is, and doesn't the MCG look an absolute treat? Well, unfortunately, Mitch McGovern's hamstring injury means that he's not out there for the Crows today. But as we pick up our top 50 moments of the year, let's have a look at his moment in the sun from earlier this season.
Over there, back.
See how it plays out. Right up over the back. After Robbie Gray. He's a superstar for the power. He goes long. Has it got the lead? Yes! Robbie Gray's kicked a big goal. And the power on the cusp of a great victory.
Sandilands tries to get it out. Here they go. Lockie now from centre half forward. Leads a mark and he's gone. He's got a kick after the siren. The former captain comes in. The kick is on its way. He's kicked the goal and Freeman will win it after the siren.
It is the hottest ticket in town. Fans are desperate to witness their team in action today. We are edging closer to the first bounce of the 2017 AFL Grand Final. 48 minutes till it all gets underway.
Grand Final day on Fox. Pre-game brought to you by the Mazda BT50. October is guest programmer month. Stay tuned for Superstar Month in November.
Yeah, I'll be doing this more, guys, with the WWE today. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome.
Hey! Love my Honda.
Say goodbye to the Kingsman.
Just get ready.
Welcome.
Kingsman, the Golden Circle, in stores now.
School programs have no place teaching my son radical gender ideas that he might not be who he was born as. How am I supposed to protect my kids in the future from this stuff?
What's up?
You can say no.
Authorised by D1 Adelaide.
Supporting footballers from NAB, AFL, Auskick to the big time. NAB, more than money.
No, viewer. Well, what's up?
I think you've seen the best of 2017. Overing indulge in a vintage drop of cheap, spud, booze and more. Barrels Premiership Hangover Edition, Sunday 7:30 on Fox Footy. This program brought to you by NAB, More Than Money. CrownBet, the official wagering partner of the AFL. Mazda BT50, proven tough. Harvey Norman, the big screen specialists for the footy finals. And UltraTune, get your car serviced and avoid unexpected situations.
Some scenes from the live side here at Yarra Park. The beautiful MCG in the background there as we prepare for the 2017 AFL Grand Final. The two home teams of the competition to do battle. The Adelaide Crows, of course, the minor premiers, and the Tigers, who have amazing momentum as they hit this last Saturday in September. Boys, as we have a look at their recent form, there's no doubt you can't fault the past month for either of them.
No, I spoke about the scoring capacity before, but the defence is just as strong. So we've got the top two attacks over the last 8 weeks. This is the last 2 months of the season. And numbers 1 and 4 in defence. So clearly we've got the two best teams that have got through on to the final day.
Yeah, they've been smashing teams in the finals, haven't they? Their last 2 weeks
hey,
have been
what's up, dude?
amazing.
What's up to the stream?
I think the Crows' defence is
Yeah,
underrated. Everyone talks about their scoring power, but their defence has been fantastic this year. And at times, Richmond have shown that they can kick 6 and 7 goals in a quarter. It's going to be pretty tight looking at that. I might change my 10-goal prediction to 10 points instead.
Well, 2017 has certainly been a year of champions because we've said goodbye to many of them and we're having the traditional motorcade today. One big omission, Jace, Luke Hodge not there because we think he's going to be playing for the Brisbane Lions. There's a Hawthorn great. How will you feel seeing him run around with the Lions jumper on?
Oh, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, his legacy is there for all to see.
Viewers, welcome to the stream. I'll be back.
I think he wants to play on another year and maybe look at getting into coaching up at Brisbane. And Chris Fagan's a smart man. He couldn't think of a better person than Luke Hodge to impart some wisdom on a young, developing team.
Does that mean he was pushed out, though? It would appear so, Jace.
No, I understand you two are good conspiracy theorists.
No.
I think the time was right that he had a final year sort of nurturing the young players that were coming through. And it's a little bit like you're always looking at the next generation. And he played over 300 games and his body had just about had enough. But if he thinks he can eke out another season, that's fine.
He's not answering.
Who you guys going for?
I'm not sure he's going to recruit him to play 22 games though, aren't they? Like, he might play 15 games up there, but what he can give to that young developing group will be outstanding.
Good luck to us.
Get ready, sit down, relax.
So we're certainly going to look forward to seeing him in action again.
Should play at all.
Let's get some focused on
Another one.
today's
Welcome.
big decider. Here is Matthew Campbell from CrownBet.
Thanks, Sarah. Just want to take this opportunity to thank all our CrownBet members for a great season. Wherever you're watching the game today, have fun. If you're having a bet, you know you have to gamble responsibly. If you're not, that's fine. Just have a terrific grand final. Oh, the odds. Money for both teams. More money for the Adelaide Crows, though. So they'll start favourites at $1.68. The Tigers are sub-value at $2.25. The line just over a goal. Well, that's it for me. You won't see me again. Have a terrific time. And in case you're wondering, yes, I can turn left.
Thank you very much to Matty Campbell. Well, Brew and Jace, we're going to let you go, but before we do, we need a winner and a Norm Smith medal tip, please.
I'd love to see the Tigers win, I really would, but my head tells me that the Adelaide Crows have consistently been the best team of the year, so I'm going for them by 19 points. And for the Norm Smith, I'm a little bit like you, Sarah. I think Tom Lynch can have a big day.
You and I are very strangely on the same wavelength today.
Brew?
I think Adelaide will just win.
By 10 goals?
It's meant to be 10 points.
10 points.
I'll go for Rory Sloan. I think I love the way he goes at it. And
You're the Tigers.
It's a grand final day, so
Going for the Tigers, mate. I think they might win, dude. Maybe.
You, Mark, we know you've been so instrumental in setting up what's happening at the Crows, so let's hope it's a good result for you.
Thank you.
All right,
I'm going with Crows.
Footy's Mr. September himself, Dermot Brereton, the 5-time day, 5-time night premiership star for the Hawks. He's going to join the panel along
Dusty,
with
Dustin Watson.
record holder.
Yeah, Dusty, I don't know, they might win. upset.
Brad Johnson fan. But first up, let's continue our top 50 moments with Jeremy Howe getting some hang time.
Oh yeah, that was bloody stupid. Jeremy Howe should have won that mark of the year. We've got the land. Oh, I don't like the Tigers, dude. I hate them. I hate them. Tiger land. The land. I don't like them. Well, people watching, what's up, you guys?
1 minute 14 left. This could be double deja vu. Giants got up late last week. Cameron, maybe for the game. Oh no! We've got an miracle. Double deja vu.
Oh, this one. Fuck you up and now you're going. Oh, I don't like Richmond doing that fucking shit to get so many free kicks. Fuck you up the Diamonds. I don't want them dudes, seriously. I've always hated them. Their supporters are fucking... I've seen that. I was at Hawthorn, I was at the G. Their supporters are drunk and everything. I hate that. They're so drunk as they are. I like the Tigers, but I'm going for Crows. I was supporting Hawthorn.
Grand final day on the
Spot the Hawks.
Pre-game brought to you by the Mazda BT50.
We had a camp, and everything we took in we had to take out. If you went to the toilet, if you went to the bathroom, you had to burn your toilet paper. Well, on this one particular morning, Adam McPhee had to go to the toilet when hid behind a couple of bushes.
An orphan since a little baby.
The toilet paper came around from those bushes saying,
Yeah, this is supporters. They're drunk because they're used to losing.
hectares of
Funny.
scrubland. From that day forward, he was known as Smokey McPhee. 2017 NAB AFL draft live on Fox Footy.
What's the time? 1:52. Nearly time up.
Supporting footballers from NAB AFL Osgood to the big time. NAB, more than money.
Well, a lot of people coming through at the moment.
Get your car serviced at Ultratune.
The perfect blend of stunning sophistication and family SUV. Get it for your family. Drive it for yourself. Mazda CX-9.
Matt Palmer. Right for the game. Who's hype? Type in hype. Let's go hype. Type in hype, guys. Give me a hashtag hype. Let's get ready for Adelaide and Richmond. This is going to be a good game. I can't wait to see. That's all I need to watching. I got some noodles laid.
Charlie Cameron and Daniel Rioli both had a profound impact on the prelims. The Tigers youngster with 4, Cameron with 5, both desperate to do that at the MCG today. It is time to welcome now Dermot Brereton, the superstar from the Hawthorn Football Club and the Bulldogs Games record holder, Brad Johnson. You boys are so excited. I feel like Derm's like a kid at Christmas time. Is this your favourite day of the year?
By far. It's my favourite hour, the lead up to the first bounce. It's just wonderful. I mean, the excitement, you get the anticipation. I don't know,
how's everyone doing?
Go, oh, everything's too busy. I hate not knowing where my life's going. I love the absolute confusion, John. I love being on edge. I don't know what's going to happen at the first bounce. I kind of love that chaos.
Oh, look, and inside the ground at the moment, it really is phenomenal. Just stepping out, we've spoken to the coaches. They looked a bit on edges as well, both extremely nervous with some playing groups that are walking into the unknown because none of them have experienced grand final day before. So, look, it's all happening inside. I can't wait for that first bounce as well.
We saw some highlights of Rioli and Cameron just there. Now, dare I ask you, is he as good as Cyril?
This boy is incredibly good. He might be one of the greatest players of all time, so he's about half as good as Cyril. Cyril's my favourite, always will be. This lad is something exceptional, though. He has a blistering pace, and we've just seen in this wonderful endurance as well. He not only burns players off, but he outruns them for the rest of the day as well. We saw him hit the scoreboard last week like very few times before. And then on the flip side of the ledger there, Charlie Cameron, I don't know about his tank yet. It might be good, it might not be, I don't know, but he has blistering pace. So the one thing these boys have in their favour is if somebody tries to lock down on them, you've got to have touch and feel, because if you haven't got within half a metre of them, they'll turn that half a metre jump start into 3 or 4 metres lead by the time they kick it. They're both blistering.
No, they are. They've got lightning speed and that pressure. But for me also, especially from a Richmond point of view, Brucey, you've got Rioli, Butler, Castagna. They all get involved in the forward stoppage as well, which makes it very difficult. Normally the forward gets sent out to set up that wall to stop the transition, but Richmond send them in because they're so elite with their speed and pressure.
Yeah, I mean, speed's very scary to the opposition, isn't it? Because if you're around the stoppage, you've got speed, you make a tackle, you can kick a goal. I think it's credit to both coaches too. These guys have got specific roles within the team. Particularly Rioli's been around to go through periods where he hasn't touched the ball a lot, but the role is to tackle and chase. Suddenly you bob up with goals. Charlie Cameron's been up the field a bit, back of stoppages, running through, using his speed. So credit to both coaches. Just to explain something. So the stoppage is here. Richmond are going that way. The backmen on Rioli, Butler and Castagna, after half time, they are unable to run with those guys because their endurance is so good. So those boys come up to it. They outnumber the opposition here. They're able to get it. They kick it forward up that way to Jono, and then their opponents pick them up on the way through, but can't run with them to the ball where it's gone. So they were able to get them in a number of ways with their endurance and with their speed. It's a massive weapon.
That's why they're nervous as well, Derm, because the defender doesn't know whether does he attack that contest and get numbers back first, is he going to right up, or does he go right up? Yeah. That's where they can.
Who's going to win the match?
Drag to where the ball is. So those guys can sneak in behind. The ball goes over there. They're going to run straight behind the goal square. The defender gets drawn to the ball, suddenly turns around, and you lose.
You've got to run two edges of the triangle to get back.
It was really no surprise to see Daniel play so well last week in the preliminary final, because the Rioli family have made September their own. Can he add to the list of Norm Smith medalists?
Well, he played an exceptionally good game last week, didn't he? He was frighteningly good. This man, I can't believe I was the only bloke grand final day that day who, on the voting panel, didn't give him 3 goals. No. I just thought it's going to look too wrong if I do. And Morris, Roosie, you and I played against him. I still say Morris is the best Indigenous player I've played against. And if I'm going to make a word up here, Jono, he was untackleable. You couldn't tackle him. It was like tackling water. You just, where did it go? You just couldn't get him. He'd slip out that way and the hips would go that way. There's no way he could get out of that, but he's gone. You just could not get him. Wonderful player.
Wonderful family, and they've given footy fans so much joy over the years. Absolutely. All right, it is off to the lab now, guys. What have you got for us?
Well, we're talking about the other end of the ground now, where you're talking about those tackle machines. It starts with that high ball coming in. That's what will happen under pressure in a final, Jared. Richmond will just look to get the ball forward. You've got to make sure that Lever, Hardigan, Talia.
The question is, like, how does someone got touched before? I can't remember.
Well, Jack Reebok does that, he draws and sucks in the extra, which neutralises to some degree. So important from the centre field as they bring the ball to ground. But this is not just
a lot of viewers watching this.
Highly tuned athletes who have got the good skills under pressure.
They know exactly what their role is. You can see them here coming in. They're going to outnumber the Giants.
Maybe we'll see.
And what they try and do is work inside to out. So even if the Giants win the ball, they're going to win a boundary side being forced wide. If Richmond win the ball, they're in good space. They're in the corridor. They're on the aggressive side of their opponents. And high likelihood that they'll pull it back to the top of the square or back into the corridor and be able to get back first and help their team score.
I think where people underestimate Richmond, they're looking at the isolated player, him versus him, him versus him. But this is a premiership tilt built on the collective. And the collective defence of the forward line and the collective defence of the backup is much more measured and much more strategic than ever before.
Just have a look at this pressure, and you can see it works inside to out.
Yeah.
From the corridor out, there's a method to it.
It's called the trail, just, it's in a wave.
It is in a wave, in a sweeping motion. See them there, pushing wide. And then eventually the numbers get there. If they can get them to hold up for a split second, pressure comes from the front as it does with all good defensive mechanisms. There's a little flyover going on there, but your jet. Your lips arrived, Jared. I think that if the Richmond system can get back into place today, they'll cause some havoc down there, Sarah, in the defence of the Crows.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. I gave us all a bit of a...
Oh, the Tigers! You're going for Tigers! Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome. Yeah, it's going to be a big game.
82 to be back in the decider. Well,
local supporters are here. They outnumbered me.
To see if they can break a 19-year premiership drought. But not too far away from finding out.
How much is TV guy?
Brought to you by the Mazda BT50.
We had a camp, and everything we took in we had to take out. If you went to the
What's
toilet, went to the bathroom, you had to burn your toilet paper. Well, this one particular morning, Adam McPhee had to go to the toilet, went and hid behind a couple of bushes and did what he needed to do. Lit the toilet paper, came around from those bushes saying, water, I need some water. Long story short, he burned down about 20,000 hectares of scrubland. From that day forward, he was known as Smokey McPhee. 2017 NAB AFL draft live on Fox Footy.
Live on Fox.
Dancing. Let's all get a meeting.
On hype, especially.
A can of drink for $8.
Where are you watching the final? Where I'm watching the final. In my house, in my room.
Only at Pizza Hut.
Finally was able to drink a nice
This is a reaction, dude. On hype. Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Dug the spoon into the ice cream,
I'm going to watch it.
then there was no pain at all.
Not having the pain for me anymore. My son's saying to me, no more ouchie.
My son's using Sensodyne. It was a case of, wow, that instant sharp pain that you don't have anymore.
Certainly the first one to grab
Stupid ads. Some of the ads on Foxtel
Whether
is
it's
annoying.
shaved ice through it, it could be a cocktail, or it could be a coffee, cold or hot. Take a drink, and there's no pain.
If I were a betting man, I would choose CrownBet. I could get great odds on every race at the touch of a button. I'd be a CrownBet Rewards member and redeem things like movie tickets. Aliens? Are you kidding me?
Oh, really? I'm watching it in my house in East Wingwood.
Wherever I happen to be.
I went to the parade last night. It was good. I was watching it. It was good.
It's a better way to wager.
Man, he's got car troubles.
I only have 7 HD. Oh, it's okay.
Big trouble, guys.
It's okay, dude. Yeah, Foxtel.
I will always be there to see you, but UltraTune will. Avoid unexpected situations with UltraTune roadside assist.
It was sick. Really sick. Right. Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks for the sub. We'll see more.
Supporting footballers from that AFL
I've got some NBA series coming up.
More than
Called some.
Dancing. let's all get a medium pizza and can of drink for $8. And we were like, yeah, nice.
I watched it, so.
Heal your hunger now, only at Pizza Hut.
A lot of people watch AFL reactions.
They are the team to beat if you're going to win the flag in 2017.
It's always a sort of an interesting time because there's people saying congratulations on making the grand final, and the reality is we've done that. That's a wonderful achievement in itself.
It's been 19 long years, but Adelaide are in the grand final.
Where's Box now?
Game of footy to play on Saturday afternoon, and we'll make sure we direct as much energy as possible to the process of that to get the outcome we're after.
Damien Hardwick deserves to smile. His stars have taken the rest along for quite a while.
Brandon destroyed his floor over. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw that before.
Invigorating to see that the players worked tirelessly for to improve, to salute, and it was a wonderful experience. And look, either myself or Don, and hopefully it's me, we'll get that experience this week. And
I got it. I was like there's had so many players. This big second coach's won premiership was Arthur Coxon the assistant.
Yes, there is nothing
So
quite
special.
like grand final day, and we're not too far away from
It's
the
pretty
biggest
special.
game of the year. A reminder to come back at halftime for the
There it is.
game analysis in the business. The boys will be here to run their eyes over everything that happens in the first half.
It's coming back.
We were a little scared. Well, the stat of the week has been the fact that not since the very first grand final have we had two teams without a player with grand final experience. Sturm, what does it count for? Because you can say Richmond have played
all the five
was an
viewers.
example. They do it regularly. The
Oh,
pros playing showdowns. But can you compare that to what they'd be feeling today?
The profile is you don't want
shit.
too many in the bottom end, and you don't want too many in the top end. It's all about the guys somewhere in between who are 22 to about 27 years of age. And if that works out into games experience, Rosie, we see
It's
the bulk
actually
of them
on desktop.
are somewhere
Awesome.
between around 23 years of age up to about 28, 29. Yeah, and I think the grand final experience is relevant, but probably it's cut out by the fact that Adelaide play in Adelaide in front of a really big crowd. We've seen Richmond's last week game. So, look, there's no doubt they're going to be nervous because you can't absolutely prepare for it. But, John, I don't think it's going to be a factor given none of them have got any experience at all in grand final.
Right. You look at the age profile, the average games profile as well, and that's where Richmond, you look at those 7 players with under 50 games and they haven't dropped off. And look, some of them might have had low possession games, but the other part of their game, which David Hardwick has asked for, and we speak about it all the time.
Yeah, have a good night. Have a nice day.
So that's where they've been able to be consistently
Thanks
good.
for checking in. Thanks, dude.
With the Tigers, 107 for
Yeah,
Adelaide.
more videos coming up. There'll be a review on tonight's AFL.
And that was a really good profile of a youngish team. 103.1 for the Tigers. If they are to win, we'll look at this and say they've got one ahead of time. 103 is desperately young in terms of games experience.
Well, it is. Yeah, the sustainability as well. We saw what happened with the Bulldogs' big win last year, and then the drop off this year. Not young players in this tough competition. They will have a drop off at some point.
Whereas the Doggies had Boyd, Murphy, those guys. They don't have any over 30 years of age. So their profile is actually fantastic.
And you've got someone like Jack Graham who could win a flag in his 5th game, which is pretty crazy. Both teams are unchanged today, and I suppose if you look at the stability around the sides, Rosie, how important is it when the sides below, the VFL obviously for Richmond, they had a really, really good year, when you've got that pressure coming from underneath?
Oh, it's a whole club thing. Bulldogs last year won the grand final in the VFL. It's a whole club thing. You need a lot of players playing good football.
I'm about guys.
And the other thing I like about it, what it tells you about Richmond players that aren't getting a game, they're really supportive. They're still playing really good football. Some of their players are just sorry. Lloyd was a great example. I think he was best on ground last week. Probably thinking he's not going to get a game, but he's still invested in the team, invested in the footy club. It's really, really important.
And you're not making a decision bringing a guy into the side that hasn't played for 2 or 3 weeks because your reserve grade side has continued on. They finished last week and you've got every player ready to go who's had football under his belt.
Those 2 figures there, 38 players used for the Tigers. That means they've exposed a few along the way. Yep. They're learning about a few. They haven't had many injuries, so they've learned about players. The Crows have used 31. which is a fantastic area. You've got real stability if you've only used 31 or even 32, 33 players. But in the last month, they've started to get a few injuries. We saw Smith goes out, steps in.
Oh shit, we're getting a lot of people here.
Even though they've been line on for the amount of numbers they've used, which is fantastic for stability. But they're bringing in blokes who, like Seaton, what's he playing his third game now? Since he's come in. Yeah.
So the Tigers maybe a little fresher perhaps. All right, back to the lab, guys.
You learned a lot from last time the two teams meet, Jared, and I think that you've been back and reviewed this really thoroughly. You're critical of the productivity from centre bounce? Well, I think it's an inverse nature to what we believe. If you win the centre bounce, so often it gets a score against you. Have a look at the Tigers. They need to learn from this. Win the centre clearance. It's a long bomb in. There were 35 centre bounces the last time they met, and only 1 point resulted. Here's another long kick in. You're going to kick it to interceptors, you're going to get beaten by the Adelaide Crows. This one here, it's a good ball win, but it needs to go wide. It needs to be a handball. You kick the ball under pressure, more often than not, against sides that stack their defence, it's going to come back and you're going to get scored at the other end of the ground. And in this game, Jared, you were saying that they had both teams 2 spares coming off the back of either end. Well, if you're going to have them coming off the back, you've got to use them. Now, there were 2 opportunities, but the long kick in, look at the numbers, it's an outnumber, and whilst there's some support at the front, it doesn't get to the front. Here's another opportunity, a bit of a hack kick, but at least it's a kick wide. It's going to an outnumber, but this ball is going to work for the Tigers because they get it to what should have been a stoppage here. Rioli actually keeps this ball in, but he's got the opportunity to set up again, get the press behind the ball, and make sure it works. And the other thing about the Crows, they have in the last 3 matches, finals and the one against the West Coast Eagles, they've scored 1 point per match from centre clearances, which is, I think, very different to what we believe. I want to change my Norm Smith selection straight away. I was going Sam Jacobs to give that. I'll tell you what Sean Grigg is up against today. Is that second undersized ruckman. He's up against, I think, the most influential ruckman in the game is Sam Jacobs. Now this is what he does do. He fakes to jump. He actually gets involved in the ground level game. I want to find out today how ruthless Sam Jacobs is. If he wants to win a grand final, is he prepared to drive his knee into the ribcage of Sean Grigg as he does here? You want to hear the snapping of rib cartilage. I just think if you're going to allow Richmond to have that advantage at ground level, you've got to make the play when the area, if the game comes back into your area. So centre bounces, he's a free target here. This is a grand final. If they can get Richmond 1 man down, I mean that's. And it's legitimate in centre bounces, isn't it? It has to be. But it is interesting. If Sam Jacobs is to be best on the ground, he's got to do his work on the ground and he's got to get forward, as the boys were saying early, and take some marks, kicks and goals. I'm sure he will, and challenge Grigg in that goal square act. Let's have a look at Richmond's form at the MCG because it's been sensational. I mean, their ability to defend here has been huge. They only lost the 2 games, one of those to the Sydney Swans where they were in front with 2.5 minutes to go, and one after the siren to the Fremantle Football Club. So I think what they do here is defend the ground well. I know we talk about the way they defend inside to out. The Crows are seeing this for probably the 3rd or 4th time this year, so they hardly visit the G. It has to be a factor. No, the geography is interesting, and clearly the Crows are coming off a much skinnier Adelaide Oval. It's a bit like a similar situation for Geelong. Sydney Swans have got issues at this ground, so it's going to be fascinating to see how they cope with it. Let's see how they handle the G today, Sarah.
Absolutely, guys. What do you think? Is it a massive advantage?
I think it is an advantage. It's an advantage. Like David King has said, the old Michael Jordan comment, if you want to win, you've got to go through Chicago. You have to play at the MCG. It is not the same dimensions as the Adelaide Oval. Richmond are used to this. They play it very well.
Yeah, it's their home ground. I mean, it's Richmond's home ground, and Adelaide are playing an away game in the grand final, but that's just the way it is. So it is an advantage to Richmond, clearly. Is it a big enough advantage to overcome perhaps the talent differential? We'll wait and see.
It's transition football. I think that's the thing out here. Richmond get that ball out to the outer side, and that's where they last week in particular got GWS, who are high.
They're starting, guys. Who's hyped?
So that's the advantage of playing here consistently. You know exactly where and what parts of the ground you need to own.
Well, I don't think many people would have envisaged this pre-season, but what a moment for the Tiger faithful. Their last flag in 1980, 13 last season. Jono, take us through their lineup.
Yeah, good banner as well. That was huge. You look at the back line, Grimes, Rance and Broad. So when you look at those, you've got the experience. Asprey's had a good year, but Broad and Hooley, can they use the ball effectively coming out of the back half of the ground? Can't afford any turnovers from those guys. Grigg and McIntosh, they need to own the wings against the Adelaide Crows. They need to make sure Atkins doesn't have an impact on one and they rotate through the other. So those two players are really important for the Richmond Football Club.
Let's have a look at the Adelaide team now. They've been the best team this season. Can they be the best team on grand final day? Hardigan is the big man down on the last line. Talia will probably go to Revolt, you would imagine. Seedsman on the half-back flank steps in for Brodie Smith with that horrible knee injury late in the season. And then you have a look at the midfield. Mackay, Sloan leads in there with just gut running and just uncompromising attack on the footy. Atkins as well. The forward line led by Walker and Lynch as the connecting player. They've got multiple avenues to goal. Can they play this ground well enough to knock over the Tigers though?
Alright, let's have a look at the coaches, starting with Don Pike, who of course is hoping to add a flag to the two he won
Well, I just came out, I saw.
in 1992 and 94. Brucey,
Okay, that's...
he's reasonably calm and composed, or at least that's what we see. What do you think of his impact since arriving?
Yeah, he seems very analytical and very calm, doesn't he? Every time you see him on television, every time he represents himself, every time you see him in the box. So clearly he's got a great handle on managing people, managing players. So it's no surprise on the back of what Phil Walsh had done, starting to really build their brand, that Pike's taken that brand and taken it to another level.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see that with the playing group and the way that they genuinely talk about it. Sometimes you can talk about your coach and you just say what you've got to say, but these Adelaide Crows have really got an unbelievable relationship with their senior coach, and you can see that now in the way that they've played all year.
We interviewed Rory Sloane last week and asked him about, what's the vestige from Philip Walsh, and he said he was a great guy, very good coach while we had him, but this is Don Pike's team. So he said, squarely, it is on Don Pike.
Well, the Crows, of course, minor premiers, they are aiming for a third flag, adding to the ones they won in 97 and 98. They've been a remarkably resilient group, as Vern mentioned. Phil Walsh, I'm sure, is up there somewhere.
Okay, we're going to stream, signing up.